This is Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. Consider this your vitamin or supplement for your mind, your heart, and your soul. Wherever you receive podcasts, would you consider subscribing to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom? And I would really appreciate if you'd leave a rating and write a brief review about Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom. It'll help other people who need to be listening to be able to find this podcast. Now, when I say this next phrase, I know that there is something that will pop into your mind. But today, for a few moments, I'd like to take you back to the future. Now, I was thinking the other day, I remember on December 31st, 1969, I was 13 years old, so you'll be able to do the math rather quickly. And on that New Year's Eve, I was kind of thinking about the new year, 1970. And in that year, I would turn 14. I'd still be in school. And I tried to imagine what my life would be like in the future. So I thought in 1970, I'll be 14, I'll be in school. And in 1980, I'll be 24. I will probably have graduated from college and will hopefully be married. 1990, I'll be 34. Probably have a family, be involved in some career, and will be just doing the things that I believe I ought to be doing. And then I stretched myself way out there to the year 2000. I thought in 2000, I'll turn 44 and I'll probably die. That's how a 13-year-old views the future. You always have to come with some fear and trepidation when you're talking about the future, because none of us know exactly what is going to happen in the future, and certainly we don't know what's going to happen to us. And as leaders, we live in that tension in which we have to have one foot firmly planted in the present and in the reality that makes life what it is today. But we also have to have a foot into the future. We have to think about ourselves, our families, our business, our relationships. Where are we headed in the future? Now, you'll hear me make lots of statements about taking action in the present. And I absolutely believe that. You will hear that continually. But I would also say we have to have an eye to the horizon. We have to have a prayerful thought about what difference are we going to make in the future. What does the future look like? Now, sitting back there on New Year's Eve 1969, I had no idea all the things that would transpire down the rest of the years of my life up to this point. But all of us are always dreaming about a preferable future. And the only way we're ever going to get to the future is today. Now, I know today is the only day that we have promised. But if we're going to make a difference in the future, it actually doesn't start somewhere out in the future. It actually starts today. Let me begin by asking you a question, my friend. What do you want to achieve in your life? What do you want to have happen? What do you believe is a God-sized dream that you should have? What do you want to achieve? Okay, that seems rather big and philosophical and maybe even a little theological. Let's ask this. What do you want to achieve in the next 5 years? The next year? The next month? The next week? All of those time periods that I've just mentioned are all in the future, and we'll only get there today and whatever todays are allotted to me in my future. Do you have it written down somewhere? some goals, some dreams, some aspirations of what you would like to see accomplished in and through your life? Well, here's the a lot of people will do some dreaming, but they never write them down. It's a very small percentage of people who actually write them down. And here's the other thing you need to remember. In a month or 2 or 3 weeks, you feel that that wasn't really what you really should be doing. It's not the Constitution or the Bible nor the Magna Carta. Tear it up and start over. But if you're going to be somewhere different 5 years, 1 year, 3 months, 1 month, next week, you're only going to get there if you start taking action today. And so, talking about back to the future, here's how we're going to get there. You and I will get to whatever future is waiting for us one day at a time. So here's the question you should be asking yourself as a leader every day. What can I do today to take one step to move forward? Now, you know that I'm big on having a task list or most important activities or planning tomorrow, tonight, and getting up early and accomplishing some of those things before the day hardly gets started. But I'm also a believer, don't put just busy work on there. I have busy work. Everyone has busy work. I have a tendency to do my busy work. If I'm in an evening meeting and I get home, I'm not one of those who can go immediately to bed. And right before I begin to plan tomorrow, I'll take 15, 20, 30 minutes and clean out my inbox or do some filing in Evernote or type up some notes that I have. Things that don't take a lot of brain power but are important to do. But I never put them down as tasks because they in and of themselves are more housekeeping. Good things to do, wonderful things to do. But they really don't move me toward my goals and they don't move me to my preferable future. So when you're writing those 3 or 4, however, most important tasks you're going to write down, again, let me just reiterate, I have more than 3, but 3 that I absolutely must get done tomorrow. And that is, as I look at that list or the tasks or the events, I have to ask myself, I always ask myself this question, do any of these 3 top things that I want to get accomplished today have any impact beyond tomorrow? If we're going to have a preferable future, if we're going to achieve our goals, we can't just go through life managing tasks that are mundane. We have to manage them, but we need to be doing things, taking action, a small step each day, helping us to do things that will have an impact beyond tomorrow. Let's say you have 3 long-term goals that you want to see done. This week, as you're putting your tasks and your activities and your actions together, I think with a sheet of paper and a pen, you can do it however it works for you. But as you look at these 3 long-term goals, begin to break down where you need to be 1 year from now, 3 months, 6 months, 2 years from now, next week, day by day. Break it down then into bite-sized, doable daily actions that will move you forward, and then incorporate them into your daily activities, what small steps you will take to reach your long-term goals. If you don't do that, if you don't start taking daily actions, you don't have long-term goals, you have pipe dreams, wishful thinking, a lottery mentality. Oh, well, if everything, the stars align, this will happen. The stars are not going to align, brothers and sisters. You have to take action, and you have to take action now. Now, we may fear the future. We wonder, well, there are many listening that you will wonder if your job will even be around in the future. But as a leader, it's one of the job requirements. We must think about the future. We must think about the future of our colleagues. We must think about the future of our business or our endeavor. And if we spend all of our time reacting in the moment. Am I ever going to get farther ahead? And we don't know. We have to keep moving forward. You have to sustain, and many people would rather sustain the appearance that it looks like they're successful today rather than taking action that's going to be tough. We keep putting off tough decisions that impact the future because we have fear. What if people don't like it? What if the people won't go that direction? What if the people think, no, I would rather do this? We have to quit putting off tough decisions. I even know some leaders who get ready to move because there are some tough decisions that need to be handled right now. And because of fear gripping their life and their heart, rather than taking care of those actions, they just decide, I'll move on and I'll let someone in the future take care of those issues. Listen, as you know, I'm a believer in the Lord Jesus Christ, and we have to be future-oriented. We have to keep an eternal perspective. This will also help you when you're dealing with problems, because most of the things that we call problems, we won't even be thinking about throughout eternity. But as a leader, yes, you have to be decisive today, but never lose sight. Never take your eye off the fact that you have a future that you're leading this organization into, and you can only get to the future by making those decisions today that are going to lead you there. Thanks for tuning in to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, and productivity. Again, consider it a vitamin or a supplement for your mind, your heart, and your soul. Please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom and leave a rating and a review. And until next time, remember, you're doing better than you think you are, and you are making a difference.